Never used a call to kill one.
I've killed them with calls, but never one of my top 10. No.
Yeah.
My top
Same
bucks
with
have never come from a call.
same with scents. You never. Have
Nope.
you ever even killed a nice buck with scents, Dan?
No.
Yeah, I didn't figure you had.
I can remember using scents when I was young and having it work limited. I can remember putting on a deer drag, and there was like this buck was coming out of a bed area going through some grass, and I was glassing him. And I was probably in my teens, and I wanted to kill that buck real bad. And I figured he could go by any one of 5 trees. The trail split to like 5 before it went by these trees.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, which one do you sit in? And he'd come out a little different every day. And I thought, you know what I should do? Get the wind blowing down, walk across all his trails. I remember I was a lot younger. Drag a scent drag, because I was reading about that in all the Field and Stream magazines and stuff.
Yep.
Drag this scent drag with Tinks 69 on it or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
right? Mm-hmm. Which was a whole different scent back then. It actually worked a little.
Yeah.
But anyways, drag it across these trails to that tree. And if that buck came down any of those other trails, maybe he would follow that scent to that tree. And if he came down the trail he was supposed to, well, then I kill him, right?
Yeah.
And I watched that buck come down the trail one over from me where I couldn't kill him, but he was close, and get to that scent drag and smell it and stop and smell it and smell it and smell it. And something clicked on him where he's in the right mood and he decided to go for it. And he followed it the other way.
Oh.
And I thought about it and thought about it. And I've always been one to kind of think of things. And I thought, you know what? I put the scent on the drag on the other end.
It wore out.
So it's stronger that way than my way. So it's like, I don't know if that made a difference or not. And I had one other thing where when I was young and I was working for Buckmasters, so they just gave me, just because Buckmasters was affiliated with Tinks, they just gave me crap loads of Tinks, and I didn't know any better. I put some in a canister like people used to do, right?
Uh-huh.
And I had it in my pocket to take with me. And, you keep it in the refrigerator so it stays fresh, which is just, it smelled like vinegar,
Yeah.
And I went out to this tree to hunt. Actually, I don't think I was going to go to that tree, and I heard 2 bucks just fighting like crazy down this low area. So I didn't get to where I was going to go. It was Peak Rut. I ran to this tree that was already set up, and I put that scent out real quick because the wind was kind of blowing towards those bucks. And I got the tree as high as I could, and I beat Rattle and Antlers together when they stopped fighting. Yeah. And lo and behold, this big buck, and it's the one I've been after. I actually ended up shooting the thing 2 years later. But it comes all the way across this giant field to me. And it's marching. I mean, just like you would see on like some...
On Buckmasters.
Yeah. The hair up and then stuff are just coming. And I'm getting more and more excited and stuff. And this thing it comes through the brush line I'm in. It steps out in front of me at 5 yards. And like an idiot, I'm thinking, well, I'm going to wait till he stops to sniff the bottle because he's like a few steps from it.
Oh, no.
And I get the bowl back, and he gets up to that bottle, sticks his nose on it. And as soon as he gets a whiff, he just explodes. There's not even a reaction, just boom, out of there, crashing through the brush.
Oh, man.
But, to me, here's the thing about scents. They can work. Absolutely.
Yeah.
However, they can also spook deer, and I think they spook deer more often than they work. What you have to have is that buck in the exact right mood to trust it.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with scents is when it's not associated with a deer, there's something the deer know it's not. I mean, if they have logic, they know something's wrong. It'd be like if you're out looking for women and you see a woman standing in front of you, but her torso is missing, but she's got arms and a head, and from the waist down, but the middle of her is missing. You're not going to walk over to her and say, "Hey," you're going to be like, "Oh, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
Maybe put a few beers in a guy and the wrong, some thick glasses, and he might go over there. So you're hoping for that drunken deer with the thick glasses is what you're hoping.
Yeah, they got
really, if you look at bucks, does in heat. We've all seen it, right? You see a doe in heat, you feel sorry for her. Every buck in the whole freaking area, if it's like the first one in, it's chasing this doe down. And she can't go anywhere. If you had the actual smell of a live hot doe All you'd have to do is put that upwind of any swamp, and it wouldn't even matter if your scent hit it. You know, them deer, every deer in that entire swamp or woodlot for 2 miles down would come running, because that's what happens when it's a real doe. So obviously it don't work the way it's intended.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's that, like, probably hour of that buck's life that he's doing that too. You know what I mean? It's like that. That's the only time he's drunk and has them thick glasses on, just for an hour. And if you're, you just got to get lucky. And if that's the hour that you're in between him and that doe, then you're
no. Just in all honesty, I want to put this out there so that, I don't want to bull crap anybody.
Yeah.
So when you talk calls and scents being 0, now I haven't used scents in modern times.
Right.
So I think you can say that I haven't given that a good chance, but I have experimented with it and have seen results and have seen what happens and know what happens for other people.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get to calls, I do use calls, particularly grunt calls.
Yeah.
I have grunted in deer. I've rattled in deer, but never the mature bucks on public.
Right.
Some mature ones on private, but the calls, I haven't killed any of these big bucks on calls, because almost all of my top 10 bucks were a specific hunt where I was hunting that deer, and I'm not going to call to him. If he's there, he's going to come by me and I'm going to shoot him. Why would I want to show him my cards?
Yeah.
Why would I want to take a chance and spook him? So reality, I mean, if you really don't have any knowledge of where them bucks are, calling might be an option. But it also, if you do know where those bucks are, or you have an idea where they are, and you have a calculated idea of where he's going to end up, why would you want to take the chance of spooking him?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to watch another video, click right here. But don't forget to subscribe before you leave.